Hello everyone, this is Jim Okozinski with your week 14 screencast video. So I intended on discussing the peer review process and running through that again, but I just finished grading all the peer review submissions. Looks like everybody has a grasp on that particular assignment. If you have any individual questions, please send me an email. So in this week's schedule, um, I would like to begin with discussion board 17 and then remind everybody that the second peer review is due Tuesday. My apologies for the late posting of the schedule and the announcement and even the screencast video. It's been a busy weekend reviewing drafts from all my sections and getting caught up, but I still am a tad bit behind. So I am in the process of reviewing your first drafts, and you should have all your reviews completed by tomorrow or well, Wednesday the latest. I can offer some feedback, although I must say I'm pretty impressed with all the peer reviews that were written on the drafts, and I think you should take everyone's review to heart. Some good strategies in there. Okay, so please check the comment section in the Grade Center here in Blackboard for a GDoc link to your reviewed draft. Now, I just want to explain to everybody how this is going to work because I've made a copy of all of your drafts, your first drafts. I'm going to comment them in a separate folder. It is a public link. Everybody, if you right click, I should say highlight that link, right click on it. You can take it to it'll open up a new tab in your browser, and you should be able to get to that draft. If you, for some reason, cannot see your draft in my comments, send me an email, but all my links have been working this way for my other sections of 1102 and even my sections over at Moraine Valley. So take a look at my feedback. You can incorporate that along with the excellent peer reviews that I've been working through the section. So I just want to let everybody know that this week's lecture video then will discuss preparing the final manuscript. I will talk, I should say it's in the textbook there. You want to go through some of the finer points in submitting a final draft of a research essay. So I'll have that together by about Thursday. And remember, the final research essay draft is due on Sunday, end of day, along with the responses for discussion board 17. So just a reminder here, you want to grab into the unit. This is the first draft. Let me go back and see if I can get to chapter 5 unit. Just review the criteria for the research essay assignment. Here is an example of a prior student's work for the research essay. Basically, all the criteria here are as the same as the first draft, except the length gets stretched out to 2,500 words. All the MLA guidelines for formatting an essay are here. If you want a refresher, you can look in the appendix in the textbook, excuse me, Appendix A. There is an example of how a MLA formatted essay is supposed to look, as well as the research essay example here. The PDF is another excellent example. So be sure to pay close attention to the details when pulling together your final research essay draft. Okay, and I'll talk about that, like I said, in the lecture video. Let me get to the discussion boards. So here we have local revisions. So we've gone from a more global revisions into a local revision. So I offer 4 sections here in the textbook on managing persona, tightening the seams. Actually, the tightening the seams between what you say and what they say really kind of benefited a little bit by that exercise 5.1, what your reactions were to looking at how your essay draft was balanced between the words of others and then your writing. Also then scrutinizing paragraphs, kind of going over just a refresher of what a paragraph structure would be with topic sentences and a focus of one topic per paragraph. And then lastly, the scrutinizing sentences. You want to go over your language, make sure you have some really tight constructions, moving from passive to an active voice. There's some good suggestions in how to connect sentences and using some of the phrases and the templates is something that's really important. I might touch on that a little bit for the lecture video. So then after you review these sections, you want to grab a piece or a section of your draft and implement some of the revisions and ideas and strategies that were talked about in those sections in your particular initial post here. So it's the last discussion board of the semester, so you want to take advantage of that before we start closing those all up soon. And I will let everybody know when some of the previous discussion boards will start closing. Thinking about that sometime in the next week or so. All right. Well, that's about all I have for this week's screencast video. If you have any questions or issues, send me an email. Good luck.